but it's just my luck. I throw away my crutch, and when I open up, I guess I say too much. I need a hole in my heart, like a hole in my head. I got a whole room of trouble. Think I'll just stay home in bed. I need a hole in my heart, like a hole in my head. I need a hole in my heart, like a hole in my head. I've got a whole world of trouble. Think I'll just stay home in bed. I need a hole in my heart, like a hole in my head. I've got a whole lot of trouble. Think I'll just stay home in bed. I need a hole in my heart, like a hole in my
In this edition of Swell Tales, we went to the UCSD Cancer Center Longboard Invitational. While we were there, we took some time to talk with some of surfing's legends. In our segment, we call Legends and Personalities.
Well, I was just a little kid, you know, and the Beach Boys took care of me and gave me lunches, and my dad used to be a Beach Boy, so it was fun, you know. Yeah, and I used to always borrow boards. That's how I got involved with it. The boards are a lot lighter, you know, and I'm riding a board right now that's it's like an old board, you know, so I had to change everything I'm doing to work with a heavier board. It's really hard. Greatest experience, surfing Tavarua. It was like going back 100 years in time, you know, about 2 years ago. The people, the atmosphere. Well, all I can say is, you know, to not fall into drugs, and, you know, it ruined a lot of my friends, and, you know, ruins families, you know. And the kids nowadays, you know, they need to know that.
In Hawaii, when I first went over there, it was, Waikiki was just so pretty as far as the offshore winds. The first thing the California guys see is offshore. And the way the waves hold up forever. We weren't used to that here at all. And we're used to the beautiful offshore spray and how they were making every wave within reason. And it was just a gorgeous sight. It was even more fun to surf them. So that was a big thrill for me.
What kind of guys did you hang around with over there?
George Downing, Wally Forsythe, Woody Brown, Henry Lum, Walt Hoffman, Dutch Aquino. There was just a whole group, Steamboat, Rabbit, Gemma, a whole bunch of the old guys. Beach Boys, all Beach Boys.
Did you know the Duke at all?
I knew him real well. Yeah.
Tell us about it. Tell us about the Duke.
Well, the Duke was he was a very kick-back person. He wasn't aggressive. He was friendly to everybody and a good surfer, and hung out at the Holly Owl, and then he'd go down and hang out at the Outrigger with that group. Then Waikiki Surf Club. He was in with all the clubs and tradition of of Hawaiian good spirit, aloha, a lot of aloha. So it was nice just being part of those guys.
You're kidding. It was some kind of era, wasn't it?
It was a hell of an era. It's a lot of that's lost now, but it's let's hope for a lot of aloha now.
Dale, you still surfing?
Not anymore. I've got a little arthritis in my joints, so I'm riding horses to shake it all loose. So that's what I'm doing.
Dale, did they name Velzy Land after you?
Yeah, I was lucky enough. Bruce Brown did that.
How that happened?
Well, I sponsored a movie being made over there called Slippery When Wet. And I financed the movie and sent the actors over, and Bruce called me, Brown, and said, where shall I shoot the shot with Dewey, Weber, and Kemp Alberg? I don't know where, a good spot. And I said, well, go right on the North Shore, there's a little spot, and I can't remember exactly how I told him to find it, but I said, you'll see it, and it's got waves that are hollow tubes, right slide, and it'd be a perfect place to shoot the two having a duel. And he found the spot, shot the movie. It's in the Slippery When Wet movie, and it's the name. He says, I'm naming it Belsey Land, and it's stuck.
I stay how far?
Right there.
I was born in Hermosa Beach in 1917, and I was around the ocean ever since I could walk. Started body surfing when I was about 6 and belly boarding when I was about 8. But I couldn't lift those heavy surfboards till I was 14, so that's why I started surfing in 1931. And with a bunch of guys hang out at Hermosa that were surfers, and I knew a couple of them, and so they loaned me their boards to get me started. And I've been around the sport ever since. We all built our own boards back then. So in the beginning, most of us built paddle boards because it was so cheap to build them. Then we got into the solid boards and the square tails, and we could buy blanks from Pacific System Home. And it would take me about 8 hours to shape a redwood, all with hand tools. We didn't have the electric tools they do now. So I went through paddle boards, balsam redwoods, solid redwoods, hollow, square tail, the whole gamut.
Let's take a look at the final heat of the Longboard Invitational.
Take it one day, take it one day, take it one day at a time. Tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. Take it one day, take it one day, take it one day at a time. Tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. 24 hours in a day. What do we do while the clock is ticking away? Do we dream about those days to come? my hole, stumbled to the street below. Great silently, God keep me alive. Walk to the nearest corner between Union and Figueroa, just enough Lord to help me survive. A little bit'll just get me going, a little more now and I'm gone. And I love and hate this feeling. I can't help it, my baby's just as warm, but you know she's been working hard. And you best believe, you know I keep it score. Get up and get up, stay down, don't let up. Don't look behind you and lower your eyes, stack your head. Here comes the man. John was just a boy when he played with little toys. So wonderful to be alive. He learned everything when he was young, and pretty soon now nursery school was done, and those little toys were history. He'd arrived. Though his daddy used to beat him, it was surely for his own good. And besides, it wasn't no different nowhere else in this neighborhood. Mama's face was like tissue paper, the way it broke up, the tears soaked up. Cry, baby boy, now John and found him bigger toys. Get up and get out, stay down, don't let up. Don't look behind you and lower your eyes, duck your head. Here comes the man. Floating and falling, slipping and sinking, hopelessly tumbling upside down, inside out. It never ends. Like any good story in the armchair century, written in the paper. Hold on to what you believe, no matter what the people might say.